should have already turned it on.
Well, I did. Yeah, talking about we'll get banned for that.
Yeah, but you got to throw a little bit of flair.
I could just use a snippet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
For his ringtone.
I knew what he was going to say.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We've got everybody in the house today. Finally, Tom survived his illness.
Barely. Yo, Tony.
What's going on, man?
Podcast Central. Podcast. What is it? East. It's East side.
East side.
Yeah.
South side.
Why don't you tell them about your experience?
That'd be sweet. We want them. We want them to. Oh, they listen for every podcast we told them about that. That was excellent. Tony got that front and center. Hello.
Hello.
All right, guys. So we got a kind of a fun one today. Hopefully, we don't hurt too many people's feelings, but you know, we're bound to hurt somebody's feelings. So
we need more viewers. So that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's all in
to an extent.
It's all in good fun. But 10 things not to do or say when you bring your bike into a shop to get repaired. I'm sure some of you have done them. Some of you have said them. If you work in a shop, I guarantee you've experienced them.
100%.
So, number one thing is it's real easy. It'll just take a minute.
Every shop hears that, though.
Yeah.
Every business.
Have you ever said that?
I've heard it.
Yeah,
I hear it once a day.
Have you ever said that walking in here?
No.
No. But first of all,
I bet you have.
That's probably not even true. No, a lot of things that even I think are easy go sideways quickly,
Yeah,
especially working on old stuff. And number two, it's just rude to. It's like downplaying somebody's trade.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's just, even if it is easy and it's going to take them a second, you still have to pay.
Yeah.
Because the guy does this to make a living.
But if it were easy, why don't they do it?
Yeah.
Right. Well,
you still took it somewhere to have somebody do it.
Yeah.
Because it's easy.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you.
But even if it is easy, you still have to pay. And a lot of times, I think that people miss the fact that you're paying for what they know, not necessarily what they do. So.
Correct.
For experience.
You're paying for their experience, yeah. And yeah, there's a lot of things I can do that would probably take Tom an hour to do, and I can do them in 5 or 10 minutes.
Exactly, 100%.
Because I've done it 100 times, and he's never done it, or maybe he did it once,
Or
10
never.
years ago, or whatever.
Same.
So, try to keep in mind that,
Aggressive.
mechanics have feelings too.
Huh.
It's a softer
We know
side of
that. 100% BS.
All right, moving right along.
Wow.
In the similar feel.
Moving right along now, notice that.
Yeah.
Moving right along.
Is
See how he glossed over the feelings?
Yeah, the old, I would do it myself if I had the tools.
Huh.
Okay, first of all, we know that's bullshit.
Exactly.
I don't know if it's like a man thing, and people don't want to feel inferior. They don't really need you to do it, but they don't have the stuff. I don't know. Clearly, if that was true, number one, whatever the tool is, you could likely buy it cheaper than what you're going to pay.
You're trying to find common ground.
Could be.
I know too.
Could be.
But low key telling you, I know what you're doing.
The people who really know don't do that type of stuff, would never say that.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah, because those are some of the easiest people to work with generally, because they understand what it takes to achieve the job.
Yeah.
And so they're never going to downplay it or, because they know what it is.
Or in my case, where I could do it all easily, but I don't want to do it by myself.
Well, that's true, too.
I have more fun with my buddy.
Yeah.
And I can't do it all either.
Right, yeah. But you could do a lot more. Yeah, you definitely could do a lot more stuff. But you don't want to sit at home alone.
No.
So you rather bring it here, and then you'll come work on some. I take care of the stuff you can't do.
Exactly. 100%.
So
it's the greatest thing about it.
Yeah.
Camaraderie, sir.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, that's why we do this stuff.
Exactly.
So we can sit here and be stupid for a half hour.
We're good
or
at
whatever.
it.
Yeah.
Well, Tom's good at being stupid.
Yeah.
I am.
So, okay, number 3, talking crap about 5 or 6 other shops you've been to, and none of them did the job right.
Oh, that's terrible.
So, look, if you went to one place and there was a problem and you're bringing the bike into the new place to solve that problem, clearly you want to give them that information so that they can help you get it corrected. But if it's like, I was over at Jimmy's and he did this and screwed that up, and then I took it over to Ralph and Ralph screwed it. When I don't even want to take jobs from people like that because
you're going to do the same thing to you.
Right. And it seems like maybe you're the problem.
Correct.
You know, I genuinely believe that. So all independent motorcycle shops are small businesses.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, maybe 3 guys.
Absolutely.
These guys are not rich. They're not, you know, a lot of them are probably just getting by, making a little money here and there. Yeah, I'm rich, yeah. And
Wealthy.
And they genuinely well-to-do, yeah. You have any Grey Poupon?
Yeah, exactly.
No, but they genuinely care about the job being done right.
Yeah.
I really do believe that. All the guys I know.
You want to do it right.
Right, I want to do it right.
You want to make the people happy.
Yeah, I want you to be happy. I want you to keep coming here.
Yeah.
I want you to keep coming here because
Absolutely.
that's how I stay in business.
Correct.
You tell your buddies, they come here, you know. So, and look, we screw stuff up. We make mistakes on jobs, and what do we do? You know, but I would like if you're the customer, you got to give the guy an opportunity also to make good on it.
Yeah.
Like, no one does the job poorly on purpose.
Yeah.
Could something be missed? Of course it could. Could a diagnosis get missed? Like, hey, I think you need this. And we do it, and that doesn't solve the problem. I mean, that can easily happen.
Absolutely.
But, you know,
in this world, the bikes are old. You know 2 things are wrong for sure. 2 weeks later, a third thing goes wrong.
Yeah.
It's not your fault.
That happens too,
You fixed what you brought it in for.
Right, that's 100% possible.
It won't start? Now it starts.
Right, yeah.
Just because your voltage regulator went out 3 weeks later, hey.
Yeah.
Or now it leaks oil while it's running.
Right,
It's
yeah.
running.
Yeah, there's all that kind of
know.
stuff.
What year is your bike again?
My bike doesn't leak oil.
Okay.
But people will, I mean, we
insult.
always want to know. I tell everybody that. If you have an issue, let us know.
Absolutely.
So, you know, because, you know, so my point being is if you've been to every other shop in town and no one can satisfy you, you might want to look in the mirror.
Correct.
That's
sir.
all I'm saying.
Ooh.
Snap.
And think about how you're handling yourself. And maybe you need to learn how to fix your own bike.
Oh.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But maybe, you know what I mean? Like if you're...
nobody's better than you are.
If you're super
Double
picky,
snap. Yeah.
you know, there's certain things I probably wouldn't let anyone else do. I'm super picky about it. And so I don't do that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, you know.
Yeah.
If you're a crazy picky eater, you probably cook and eat at home. Right? You're not
Yeah.
going to go to restaurants.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the food's not going to ever be satisfactory.
Correct.
So, number 4, you guys are just like the guys at OCC. Now,
yeah.
The best.
I understand
number 1.
that for most people that's probably meant to be a compliment, but guys in the bike industry do not take it as such.
Correct.
So
That's
I don't
a
want
huge insult.
I don't want to rag on those guys too much. We'll just leave it at that. But you're not giving a compliment when you say that to people if you didn't know. So
OCC.
That's borderline right there.
Borderline violence.
Borderline.
Choose violence on that one.
yeah. So we'll move on from that one. So okay, you drop the bike off. You say it's no hurry. Then you call 5 times a day to inquire about updates on the bike. If it's a hurry, say it's a hurry. If you don't have any other transportation and you ride your bike to get to work, tell the people. So that, you know, I try to move people up in the line if I can. You know, I can only get certain things done so fast if we need parts, whatever, you know. Can only do so much. But I try to get, you know, if I know a guy's got 5 motorcycles and his bike is here, and this other dude's walking until his bike is done, I'm going to put him ahead of the guy with a bunch of bikes. But don't say it's no hurry if it's a hurry, and then badger the people. First of all, again, super small shops, you're stopping the guy from working probably every time you call.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just making everything take longer. So, just be honest. Don't I don't know what that's about even, really. Like, it's no hurry, and then how's the bike coming?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you left 2
day.
hours ago.
Yeah, exactly.
No, the same day a lot.
Same day.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. So,
It's a rough one.
yeah, just, if you need your bike back quickly, talk to them about it, and I would, again, people are going to try and make it happen for you.
Absolutely. We aim to please.
Yeah,
We want
and
your
I think,
business.
and I think every business, for the most part,
Yeah, they do.
yeah,
Because
because
business to make money.
this is
and
how
be
we
in
make a
business.
living,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, nobody, yeah.
Doesn't mean everybody doesn't have a bad day every now and then.
Right,
We
but yeah,
want-
but
we want you
nobody,
to come
yeah,
back.
everybody wants their customers for the
Correct.
most part. I mean, in 19 years, I think I've fired like 4 customers
Sweet.
because it's just like,
Not even employees. That's pretty good. I like that. I
Yeah.
fired them.
yeah,
Right.
sometimes you got it. Like,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
hey, we don't work how you work.
How close have I been?
Nah, never.
Every time.
Can I help you, sir?
I apologize.
Juan won't be here next week for the podcast.
And may be sick like Tom was.
Okay, this one here is a really. It drives me insane. I go back and forth on it. A lot of times we don't even allow it, but bringing your own parts in when you bring your bike to get fixed. Okay, so a few things. Number one, half the time it's the wrong crap. So now I've got your bike on the lift, it's a part, and I've got these parts you brought, and they don't even fit the bike. So now what do? Do I charge you storage on my lift while I wait for you to come get the part, take it, mail it back to wherever you got it from? You know, like, now you think I'm a jerk because I'm charging you for your bike to sit here. It's just a bad deal all around.
And it's not saying anything bad about anybody. John orders parts, gets the wrong parts.
Right, but at least
And he knows what the parts are.
right, yeah, it's just, and then, but that's on me.
Yeah.
And I also have vendors that I work with and buy from every day, so I can call them and tell them, look, you need to overnight me that part. You
Yeah.
guys, screwed up, sent me the wrong thing, whatever. And I mean, now we make money on parts. That we buy wholesale and we're able to sell retail, and that's a big portion of the way we make money. So if you buy all your own parts, eventually there's not going to be any shops
Correct.
to put them on for you
Yep.
or to figure out the problem that you can't figure out.
Got to spread the wealth. everywhere.
So there's that aspect of it too. And I say, like, you wouldn't bring groceries to a restaurant, would you? And ask them to cook them?
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, I don't think anybody
Bring a mean
would.
steak in.
Bring my own surgical
Yeah, okay.
stuff to
Yeah,
get surgery.
I mean,
Yeah.
the only thing I know they do, like some of these seafood restaurants right by the boat docks, you could bring a fish
Oh, yeah.
if you
Yeah,
just like caught it
Yeah.
and they'll cook it.
Yeah.
But that's sort of like a specialty thing.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, if you take some ribs into Chili's,
Yeah,
they're gonna probably throw you out.
correct.
So
So they should.
yeah. So just be mindful of that, and I know that that's become a crazy
Garbage.
thing in the last 10 years, the internet and all that stuff, but
And half the time, the stuff you buy is more expensive than what you can get it for,
Yeah.
anyways. Even at retail.
yeah.
She Tuesday.
All
You
right,
out
man.
here, brother?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to beat this round.
All right, don't hate.
Okay, moving along. What do we got here? Oh, can I watch you while you work?
Hawking.
I know that.
Hawking a mechanic.
I know this is probably an innocent thing to most people. They're probably genuinely just curious. Maybe this is my own crap. But when I hear that, I instantaneously think the person doesn't trust me. And that they're trying to inspect what I'm doing, like they think I'm trying to take advantage. And I take that personal, which is probably my own crap. But I tell people all the time, like, we have to have a level of trust. Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
when you come in, if you're not feeling it with me, maybe find someone else. Like,
Yeah.
But we have to have a level. You have to be able to trust me, and for us to work together.
Absolutely.
50-50.
Yeah, and so I don't know. Like I said, first of all, we really can't let you watch. Most people's insurance won't allow for customers to be in the shop. unless they're like, employees and whatever other kind of crap. That's a bunch of nonsense. It's dangerous. It's and it slows us down. If you're standing there and then you're going to talk to me and this and that, it's going to increase the likelihood of me making a mistake because I'm paying attention to you, not paying attention to what I'm doing. And,
extreme distraction.
Yeah, so it's just not good. It's not really good for you either because it delays the job. And like I said, I know a lot of people, it's genuinely innocent and they're just curious and interested. And so I've learned over the years not to really take it so personal. And that's why we do a lot of these videos where we show you what we're doing so you can get that type of exposure to it but not be hovering over my shoulder.
Yeah, like, man, that takes a while.
Yeah.
Then they realize, hey, that takes a while to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Even machining something small.
Oh,
it takes some time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's this big. It weighs 14 ounces.
Yeah. It's like that little motor mount.
Yeah, exactly.
That one motor mount took me 3 hours to make
exactly,
or whatever. Yeah. One little tiny piece of aluminum like the size of a Coke can.
Yeah. And that's the stuff I like watching because that's interesting. I like anything when equipment or machinery's on it.
Yeah. So, haggling the price of stuff.
Ooh, that's a bad one.
Again, it's
like that one.
it's
Are
not
you good at that? Are you good at haggling? Do you haggle?
Yeah.
No, I'm terrible. I can't. I don't like haggling.
Okay.
I don't either. It makes me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah,
but
I get secondhand embarrassment from myself if I tried to haggle.
I get embarrassed when I talk abrasive to people on the phone. That bothers me.
No, you don't.
You do not. That's a lie.
I don't. That's a lie.
That's a lie.
That's a lie.
The biggest no is haggling after the job is done that you agreed to.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Look, if again,
Marvin Hagler.
You're fired.
people want your business. People want to work with you, generally speaking. If you have a bike and the guy tells you, look, it's going to be $700 to whatever, and all you have is $600 to put towards this job, I would handle it like, look, man, I have $600 to spend. What can we do to get this done so I can get back on the road for that? Is there a way?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe we can get a little less expensive part. Maybe we can go after, that kind of stuff. But don't be like, yeah, cool, no problem, do the job, and then you don't come pick it up, you don't pay, or you're like, well, I only have $600.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, you agreed to the job. It's kind
of like going to Publix. You fill up your cart. You walk up to the cashier. They know haggling.
Yeah.
They scan every item.
Yeah.
Hey, you ain't got enough for that T-bone? Put that bitch back in the case.
Yeah.
Done.
We all know where the allowable places to haggle
Correct.
are, right?
Yeah.
Car dealerships, you get to negotiate.
Yeah.
I don't know where the like...
Anything you buy used almost.
Yeah, anything used, I think, is fair game. Flea market. That's the flea market.
Haggle.
Garage sales.
No doctor's office.
Go to the flea market. Nah.
You actually can. Well, it's because, like with doctors, if you don't have insurance and you're going to pay them,
you can.
You can ask for a cash deal, a cash discount. You could now. I have no problem if somebody asks me, "Hey, is there a cash discount?"
Absolutely.
That doesn't bother me at all. That's no problem. But
it's not really haggling.
That's not really haggling.
We avoid there. Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. I pay all my taxes.
Oh,
yeah, Tom.
I do
Really?
too.
Yeah, every last one of them.
Good to know. Good to know who we're sitting next to.
Yeah. So yeah, just like I said, if you got to work with people, if you have a budget, just say the budget.
Put it out there. Don't be scared.
You know what I mean? Again, you have to have trust with the person. So if you're worried that if you tell them you have $600, it's going to cost $600, even if it was going to cost $400, I don't know. I mean, we don't operate that way. Most people I know don't. And so...
Honesty is the best policy.
If you're just honest with people, they're going to be able to do their best to help you.
And everybody walks away happy.
Right, This is a little bit of a personal thing. I don't know how much this goes on, but when Nicole worked here, constantly she was getting these guys that were just rude as shit, like demanding I want to speak to a man, I want to speak to a mechanic. Instead of letting her help them, Okay, I'm going to tell you guys, these girls working the counter in bike shops, they probably know more than you do.
Correct.
So, they're in this 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, what have you. You know they know. Let them help you. First of all, it's rude. Somebody talked to my wife like that, I'd probably smack them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just no need for it. The girl is employed there to help you.
The funny thing about it is, then when they come in, everything's changed. They're baby soft.
Yeah, a lot of times that's on the phone.
Baby soft.
Yeah, a lot of times
Always
that's on the phone. Yeah.
You're bad to the bone on the phone.
Everybody is.
When you walk in, everything changes.
Yeah.
Everybody is.
So it's just, think about this stuff. I mean, we got daughters, we got wives, we got, sisters, whatever, like moms. Yeah, man, somebody talks to your mom that way. Yeah. How are you going to let that slide?
Exactly.
So just think about that.
Be nice.
Again, they're here to help you. They're probably going to be nicer and more helpful to you than the guys anyway. And half of these old mechanics that are working it, they don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
They're trying to get work done.
Get stuff done. Make money.
So if they actually got to stop and come up there, you're getting an attitude.
Exactly.
So, let the counter girls help you. They're very capable.
And 9 out of 10 times, they're pretty nice to look at. Thank you very much.
There you go. Yeah. So, last but not least, we're circling back around sort of to the beginning, but telling people how to do the job.
Ooh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I know what I would do.
What would you do?
Let John do the job.
Yeah. That's the thing.
Obviously.
The thing is, again,
if somebody told you how to do your job.
If you're here,
good luck.
It's because you can't do the job, or you've chosen and decided not to. So all you need to do is bring the bike in, tell whoever what the issue is, and go home.
Exactly.
If you think that they need you to describe to them the process of the repair that your cousin told you, or that you watched on YouTube, or whatever.
I got it. Get on your bike and take it back home. How about that?
Mean, yeah, I hate to be, but like we know what we're doing. And if you don't think that we know what we're doing, please go somewhere else.
Exactly.
I don't, it's not rude, I'm not upset, but,
Yeah, goes both ways.
We're experts in our field. Are we perfect? Absolutely not. Do we learn shit every single day?
100%.
Of course we do, but that's what makes us experts in our field. We work on a wide variety of motorcycles, all makes, all models. Once a week we get a job in that I've never done. 19 years, and it's something I've never done.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Hard to believe, really.
But I have enough knowledge and experience from doing thousands of other jobs that I'm able to get to that real quickly.
Yeah,
get to what needs to be done. And we figure it out. But we just need to know what the problem you're experiencing is, and we'll take it from there. Because honestly, if you knew, you wouldn't be here. I mean,
exactly.
There's a small handful of guys who know how to do all this stuff and probably choose not to anymore. They're busy. They have, they can make more money than we charge doing what they do professionally. And so they call somebody in, or they come to you, that kind of stuff. But look, no one expects you to know. We hope you don't know. We need you not to know to be a customer.
Correct.
So there's no need to try to impress us with your knowledge. There's really not.
And remember what Tom Cruise says.
I don't know what's that.
Help me, help you.
Oh, there you go.
Tom Cruise did say
Help me, help you.
Yeah, he did in Jerry Maguire, right?
Sure
yeah.
You want to call me out on a movie line?
Easy.
One other quick
So
thing I'll
aggressive.
mention. We'll give an honorable mention here.
Uh-oh.
Don't lie to the mechanic. So, lie to your wife or whatever about what happened. But if you had no oil in your bike,
Just say it.
and you ran it until it blew up, then you fill it up with oil, and it still won't start, and then you bring it to us. You got to tell us that.
Exactly.
I've had this happen on 2 occasions.
Ooh.
Like, bike comes in, can't figure out why it won't start. So we're going through our process. Check the oil. Man, oil looks nice, clean. Yeah. Yeah, it looks nice, clean. It's brand new. It's never been run.
Correct.
So then you're like, you're scratching. You can't figure out what happened. So you're checking this, you're checking that. Finally, you call and you start questioning deeper, and you get the truth.
The interrogation.
Yeah, but like, don't make us work for it. Now you owe me for 3 hours of labor
Trying to find out something.
when I could have told you that your bike was scrap the minute you dropped it off and saved you that.
Yep.
So, lie to your wife, lie to your girlfriend, lie to your boss, whoever. Don't lie to your mechanic.
Exactly.
Tell them the truth.
Because it will cost you.
It'll cost you if you don't. You know. You know, we're here to help you, and so we need all the information you can provide.
Correct.
As far as what happened, not how to fix it.
That's a good one.
But yeah, I mean, numerous occasions.
Ooh, that's brutal.
You know? And you're like, you're just so confused. Because nothing's lining up, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Don't be confused. Tell the truth. Right, Juan?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Very good. I like it.
Yeah. All right. We're out of here.
Have a great weekend. What's left of it?
Hope everybody had a good 4th of July and nobody blew their fingers off.
We didn't.
Everybody's got 10 fingers still? All right. We hope to see you next time at Gattis Garage.